To create headphone mixes and communicate with people in the live room from the control room here in the SSL, we use the foldback system. There's A and B, and we use cues on the individual channels. So the most common way that we use this, which is in the Quick Start Guide, is setting each channel up to go out on this first cue. So in this case, I want to push this button to turn it on, and then I want to turn up the amount. That is sending this onto the QA bus. Then when we come over here to the foldback section, you can see there are 6 different buttons here. These are all different sources that you can send to foldback. And you see QA here for foldback A and QB over here for foldback B. QB is the second one here. Okay, now over here I've got patched foldback A, right and left. I've got patched to this returns 1 and 2, and then you would, in your live room, take the returns out of the wall into the headphone amp. And then also, just to demonstrate, I've got foldback B going to the stereo speakers L, left and right. So sometimes it's nice to be able to just talk through the speakers when there's multiple people in the room. For talking, we've got these buttons here. The microphone is up here, and you can't see it. You just can talk, and it will pick you up. So if you want to talk, so with the way I've got things patched, if you want to talk through the stereo speakers to everyone in the room, you would hit foldback B. And if you want to just talk to someone through the headphones, then you would hit foldback A. If you just want to quickly talk to everyone, you can hit talkback all, and it'll go to both. Okay, so you can see up here under the foldback sections that there are a lot of buttons and dials. There are actually 6 different sources that can feed foldback A. So we use, here at ACC, we use the QA for foldback A. So you would want this one pushed. And as you can see, this was kind of left over. This is kind of being sourced by a few things, which is a little, not really what we want. So we just want QA pushed. You could also, if you wanted to, just monitor your mix bus or send your mix bus. So you could send through the headphones exactly what you're hearing here. If you're using your mix bus on your channels to monitor inside the control room, you could just send that too. But QA is nice. It's what we have in our Quick Start Guide, and it allows you to tailor things for the musicians a little bit. Okay, so this knob here is allowing you to change the level for these two. This knob here is allowing you to change the level for these two. And then you control the level that you're sending from QA out to foldback A from 2 places. Over here, there is a Q master. So you can turn this to adjust the overall level of QA. And then of course on each channel, you can change the amount of each channel if you need to make adjustments that way. And then over here with the CR Mon, that is telling the main monitor to send to foldback A, and this actually doesn't change anything. It is your fader that is sending the amount, and since we usually have our fader, our master fader, all the way up, be really careful with this one because this can blast out people in their headphones. It just, for some reason, comes across louder sometimes. Finally, you want to make sure your cut and your AFL aren't on, and you want this pot to have some level, so at least at 12 o'clock, if not higher. If this is down all the way, you're not going to get anything at a foldback. Let's see, the last thing, if you want to be giving direction to your musicians through the Talkback and the level's not quite working out, like they can't hear you over the music coming in, or they are hearing you too much and it's just too loud, then you come up here and you change the Talkback to Foldback level up here at the top. So you just adjust that as needed. There's a way for you to hear what's on Foldback A or Foldback B from inside the control room, just like your artists out in the live room can hear you. There's a headphone connection here under the console. So you can plug headphones in under the console and it will allow you to hear one of these three sources. You can hear the main monitors, you can hear Foldback A or Foldback B, so you can change your source and hear what the artists are hearing. If you change it to Foldback A and you're not hearing anything, there is a way for you to check levels. So come over here and turn on the phones, and then look here, the monitor level's off, so I'm going to turn that up a little bit so I can hear it. Note that these Talkback buttons don't, even though when you press this, you're putting Talkback onto Foldback A and your musician will hear it in the live room, you will not hear it through the speakers in here. You will only hear what's coming in up here on Foldback A or Foldback B. Another item that behaves differently with the speakers when you have them plugged into the SSL inside the control room versus out in the live room is these level knobs. This is not going to change anything going to your headphones here on Foldback A if you're listening through the headphones here in the control room. However, this will definitely affect what's being sent out to the headphones in the live room. So be aware of that little difference too. If you need to turn QB on or turn it off, the way you would do that is you want to hold this button down and press this pot. That turns QB on, that turns EFX on, that turns them both off.